All right. Welcome to the Reggaecy again for another week where we endeavor to preserve the legacy of reggae and dancehall. Again, another week. You have me, Oliver. You have Shane next to me, and you have Randy in the black shirt. Yo, thanks again for everybody who tuning in since the last video them dropped. This episode was 16.
No, sir.
No, 19.
19.
It's episode
19.
19 pandem. So yeah, thanks again everybody for checking out, comment, we see the comments them. Remember to subscribe, share, comment and all of them things. All right.
Straight.
Yeah man. So we're back again, some more topics this week. So we're gonna go in depth and give our own point of view and opinion on each topic.
Yep.
The first big thing we're going right now, as you know, people, we're in the tri-state area. And a big news going this week. I mean, we in the news, them say any type of news or good news, once in the media, right? But that's left to be seen in this particular scenario. How we feel about this, because the most coverage I see we get, it just sad say upon some negative thing the media are push. And what I'm talking about, if those of you who don't know, is that Dexta Daps is being accused of performing at 2 shows in the tri-state area during this COVID pandemic, one in Brooklyn and one in New Jersey. My understanding is Steely Bashment was the promoter. For those of you who don't know, Steely Bashment is a known, where that's a DJ then here, especially in the
promoter,
dancehall and reggae community. Yeah. Especially from Brooklyn. Tri-state people know him, but him from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in rest.
Used to be Wagwan Radio and them thing there.
Yeah. I mean, give him props. Them man do the what do they call it?
And pay them dues. Them man that been in the streets, you know.
Yeah, man. So them put the show together.
Africa Sound Station and yeah, them man that been do them things still. You know what I say?
Right. Yeah. Really, I put the music on a level, especially in America.
Right. He make a name for himself.
Right, and him doing work. He really promote the culture here. That's facts. So the post and a bunch of media outlets picked it up and they shared videos on Instagram of the venue and what looked like a really packed venue without people wearing masks. There were a lot of performances with Dexta and other people on the stage. Yeah. So the issue then and the concern is this okay? Is that safe? Was it done properly? You know, so since you're across from me in another space, Randy, I want you to touch upon it first and tell me how you feel about this.
All right. So
and if you think it's a fair way the media deal with it.
Yeah, well, 2 things more. So I want the people them comment also below. While we are comment, whatever we say, whether you agree with it, yes or no, tell me how you feel. So me kind of have mixed feelings on it, see? Mm-hmm. Because so safety first. You understand? And people life at stake. Me understand the part there. So me understand the uproar, understand where it come from, understand say it put us and Jamaican dancehall culture in bad light. Bad publicity. People are say, oh, them people, them always do this and them not have no respect for people. Them not have no respect for life. All of them things there. I understand that. I understand where it come from. And to a certain extent, I feel it and I understand it. I can't go around it. I honestly can't go around it because Corona is a serious thing. It's a life and death thing. So me personally can't go around it.
What you said to the people, me not cut you around. The way you said to the people, them will say a hoax. Because there are people that say, them just don't want to work. They don't want us to work. They're trying to prevent us from putting money in our pockets.
Well, for me personally, me and family members are passed from COVID. Right? So, I mean, if you're going to tell me, say, a hoax, it's like you're going to tell me, say, yo, my family member pass in Vienna or something, they make up it. it fabricated in some way. You see me? And that now I lead to the insensitive part of it, and it's almost like, yo, at any cost, really, I don't care about what happened to you and what happened to that person there, unless it fall on my door and it happened to me, rain fall upon my house stop, then me not really care. You see me? So that part there I have a problem with. But let me finish still. Because the reason why I say I have mixed feelings about this is this COVID pandemic has been rough for everyone, right? It's something that we've been going through for months. Well, we're there September now. We actually got locked down from like March. So 6 months now. 6 months a lockdown. People can't go out. People can't do this. People can't go to a restaurant. The normal things them we used to be able to do in New York. Them say New York and the New Jersey tri-state area, Connecticut. Them basically New York are the city where never sleep. You see me? So now, so far for the most part, it seems we've been cooperating and restrained. But I can tell you this. The reason why I sympathize is I've been trying to quarantine. I've been quarantined for a while. And it's after a while, in the beginning, it's okay, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult because after a while, you start get tired. No matter how much things you have to do, no matter how much hobbies you have, no matter how much movie you watch, Netflix and chill, no matter how much, okay, you got to take a jogging at the park and them little thing there, it's like you just get tired of the routine. So, I feel like that being said, I now say it's an excuse and a reason because people life at stake here, right? And if we go find out now, say, X amount of people get infected from related to people who catch COVID from this event, is another story. You know,
right.
Nobody now want to feel responsible for the loss of life. You dig? But listen to this now. The uproar about this, I'm wondering why there weren't uproar when other artists from other genres did this. Because it's not reggae and dancehall artists alone. We can name a few reggae and dancehall artists who do it still, you know. But
so can you name some of those other artists or other genres?
You have other hip hop artists will do it. In the same, I guess, New Jersey space, and some of them do it down like Atlanta, Georgia, and them have them little thing. You know what? Let me refrain from do that because I don't want to spit off of the top of the head, off of the top of the brain and make a mistake. You know what I mean? You see me? But like I said, I am positive people from other genres did this, and the publicity was not as huge. What this make me kind of feel now is that, yo, boy, it feel like Dexta Daps are the biggest thing in a reggae star because we know other reggae acts will do it too, and
no comment.
Yo, we barely hear a peep. Dexta Daps do it, and I mean, from even the crowd where you see, I was just like, whoa, this.
Yeah, I think Dexta has a huge following.
Yeah, but it feel like him are the big man right now. But you know, me gonna leave it right there, so because I want your phone of feelings. I mean, I don't know if what me I say kind of feel the same, but want hear like Shane, what Shane have to say about it.
Jump in.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, you know, it's a serious thing, right? First and foremost, and you know, we understand that this is how, you know, these artists make their money. This is how they make a living. You know, I mean, they're not selling records enough to sustain automatic. Like that, shows is really where they make the bulk of their revenue from, right? And you know, to be unable to do any shows for months and months and months, it definitely, obviously, wouldn't be easy, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, from that standpoint, I get it where, you know, they're gonna do what they have to do, so to speak. Cool. You know, what I'm concerned about is things like this, you know, in my opinion, will, you know, is it something that can cause him to lose his visa? You get what I'm saying? Would it be worth it to take a chance like this, and then before you know it, you can't come back here for another 5 or 10 years? Because this is based on the discretion of an ambassador.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? To just revoke a visa without prejudice. You get what I'm saying? So these are the things that I'm concerned about as far as a Dexta Daps is concerned, because you know, like you don't live there. You get what I'm saying? So that is my concern. And if no, you can't come here again for a few years, you know what I mean? Like, what was it worth it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for pennies,
So,
really, because how much you can really get paid from a show like that?
Yeah, from one show, or maybe he did a few shows, but then if it's like, okay, because we know how serious this situation is being handled in the US, right? Especially in the in this area. You get what I'm saying? So to be blatantly throwing the rules out the window and doing a show like that. Yes, you have other artists who may be doing that. They live here. You know what I mean? So whatever repercussions they might face will not be the same.
So
You get what I'm saying?
So where you have to say about the people, them I feel like, yo, everything we go on a foreign at the yard, they get the blame. You see me? Them just always try to put a spotlight on Jamaican.
But this
no, as well, what you say now? As well, two of things would saying that the words are Muta. And when you talk to R. Kelly or Michael Jackson, say, you give the people them things to talk. You get what I'm saying? So in my own observation and experience, people don't just pull you from under the rocks and find something to say about you. It's based on your own actions and what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So it is easy to say, oh, you only want to say this and that because we're Jamaicans and everybody hates Jamaicans because they want to be Jamaicans and whatever the case is. But it is a Jamaican show with Jamaican artists, Jamaican promoter, and more or less we're gonna argue that it's probably 90% Jamaican participants or patrons or whatever. So what are you going to say? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's just all about what people's gonna eat up on the news faster or fastest. So you do something like that, especially, for example, when I started the videos, and I was thinking, okay, if this is something that it's a so-called secret concert, right? Why wasn't the coverage more controlled? I mean, you can't tell a crowd of people what to do or what not to do with their own phones and equipment, but at the same time, you would think it would be more.
There are certain shows where they'll have like
a locker or something.
We call it lock boxes, and they will just take your phone and give you a lock.
Right, exactly. So
they could do that.
So that would have been, but at the same time, like you said, people who will say, oh, they're just picking on us. You go to the party, you post and you post and you post everything and you're showing that everything that's going on, and that's that. People are gonna see it. People are gonna speak on it. And if the New York Post speaks on it, I mean, that's pretty much everybody that comes across pretty much everybody's desk at some point. You get what I'm saying? So that's huge exposure to the situation. It's not necessarily a positive thing as far as the whole rules and regulation goes, but it's what it is. My concern is, how will this affect his ability to travel back and forth here in the future?
Yeah, that's the sad part. But more here, Oliver.
So all right. There's no secret, right? Well, maybe there is secret about this whole COVID thing. All we know is that people are dying. People have died. Today the news came out, 1 million people passed away from the virus worldwide. To the people who think this is a hoax, okay, I don't know. I have my own opinions on certain things. And this is not the platform for that. But I'm not with the side that thinks it's completely a hoax. Because people are actually dying, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, as a person who lives in this area, at one point, New York was the epicenter of the virus. The way I look at this is, it's not just the health alone, it's the economics of it, right? Until we get this virus under control, whether it man-made or whether they are manipulated or not, the numbers need to be down in order for things to go back.
Yeah.
So the more people are violate and break the rules, the longer the economy takes to rebound. And then we wonder when we say President Trump makes proclamation that no more people are allowed to enter the country. We give them the ammunition for that. Whether or not they're right, no, we can't argue when they say things like this. Or when they say, oh, not just Jamaicans, but everyone, we don't want y'all here for right now because we need to get the virus under control. No, it's one thing to get, you're young, most of the people there were young. You go to the show, you feel okay, you have a good time. I understand, like you said, Randy, made a good point. People are frustrated. We're all frustrated. We all want to be outside, enjoying our lives. There are other things you can do, but I'm not going to get into that because people want their music. Okay, sure. It's not those people. It's when you go home and you go infect grandma and grandpa, or the little old lady down at the supermarket or the store that don't have similar immune system. And then you won't even know that she passed away because of you, because it's not like you infect somebody and it record on them that that's how they got infected. So you're basically just being carefree and doing your own thing. All right, they think it's not real, so it's okay for them to behave this way. My issue with this is you can do shows. Shows are not right now. We're in a certain phase. You can have shows in Jersey, certain entertainment shows in Jersey and tri-state area, but safety first are the protocol. My double check, and my understanding is you can have it, but it's outside. They had it outside. It's supposed to be at 33 or maybe 40% capacity. These did not look like that unless they didn't show the entire venue. And even still, you're supposed to have things in place. Kids have to make adjustment going to school. They have the smaller classrooms and seated apart. You go to any even DMV or anything, the seats are apart. You have to follow certain protocols here too. I know you want to run to the stage, but they should have, in addition to having lockbox, like you said, they should have people there saying, look, you have to keep your distance while you're in the party. I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is, and have your mask on. The same way they have certain rules, like you can't smoke weed inside the place. You have to have your mask on. If you're going to a store, have your mask on. The only thing. No, people are going to say, yo, them youth here probably I say them kind of thing there. I understand people need to make money. I understand that artists need to make money. This is how they make money. If I was an artist, I would be thinking I have to figure out a way to take care of my family. I get that. But at the same time, when you're coming from Jamaica, you create a hazardous situation and then you go home back to Jamaica where everything is a little bit spread out more. It's a little bit selfish.
The numbers are going crazy in Jamaica right now.
And now I'm just going to add, because we're recording today, the 29th, the numbers are going back up again in New York, right? Because school is open, not because of that, school is open, but they're going back up. So people need to be careful because we're going to probably get locked down again, God forbid.
Yeah, they
right?
already anticipate that there might be a second lockdown.
So even if it's manufactured, it's still it's going to get locked down, regardless of what. Okay. This leads me to the next segment where I'm going to wrap up after this. We have to start to figure out ways how to be innovative. I understand you need to do shows, but in certain adversities, you get tougher. You figure out things. This is how certain things going to get created. We need to be the forefront at the creation of things. So at this time, they need to figure out how to get more merchandise out, how to do certain things online. Maybe they can do their own online shows on their live and get money that way, right? Go into some other avenues and ventures and business. Coffee got an ambassador deal just the other day during COVID. Everyone is not coffee, but what I'm saying is create multiple streams for yourself. And this go beyond just music. But Jamaican artists have to think like this, create multiple streams within entertainment, multiple streams outside of entertainment. So that right now, even let's say in the stock market, and I'm going off on a little tangent here, but the stock market doesn't care where you are. Jamaican artists can invest in the American or international stock market as well. I don't know how many of them are trying their hands at that. Because some of them have made a lot of money. Put it to use that way as well.
Yeah.
Right now, they will be able to say, you know what, I'm still making some money.
So,
not saying that's Dexta Daps, I don't know.
I'm gonna ask a question. Yeah. So we are speaking yourself what we are going through and how we feel. Anybody ever consider the perspective of the artist or even the promoter? I mean, yeah, them keep the show, and then this big, yeah, them probably make whatever they make. Look like the show was successful. As far as that, but the publicity that they got, you think they wanted that, or you feel like them feel about that?
I don't think they wanted it, but I think until if they don't if all it's gonna be is negative commentary,
yeah,
they will appreciate it because more people woke up today knowing Dexta Daps than yesterday.
True.
So for him, it's probably like if there's no real repercussions other than comments, it's a good thing for him.
So well, I mean,
in my opinion,
I've seen it on multiple media streams, right?
Yes.
So, seen it in the New York Post. Heard it on 1010 Wins. That is a very popular radio station here in the tri-state, where I will give news 24/7, right? And yo, them ring it off like this. But today Tuesday, it's still a ring off, right? The whole Monday, the whole today. So I mean, like how the artist supposed to feel? Cause right now, I put myself in the artist shows, and it's like you get yourself in a trouble when you never necessarily intentionally did want that. But people probably say, "Oh, you should have anticipated that." Right? How you as an artist were contracted for a particular venue and show or whatever is supposed to take up the blame for that. Like, is not knowing is that a defense? But no. Then again, in the kind of in close contact with people and you can't perform to a mask. So how you as an artist deal with that?
Look, I'm not gonna pay the moral police here. Because if I was in Jamaica and a promoter called me in Jamaica and say he's doing a secret show, I'm not sure I'd be able to say no after 6 months of not working. However, what I probably would do is, okay, they say you can do shows. Let's make sure the show is safe. So instead of one show, just an example, let's do 2 shows, right? I have 2 different shows so that the venue is not overcrowded. Or cut the segments shorter at something.
Right.
While you're on stage, no one else is on stage. These are protocols, but people are not, it's not just them. In everyday life, people are not respecting this virus. So, you know, it's kind of like just what is going on right now in society. People have been relaxed to it. So I'm not just going to blame the artist alone. I'm not going to promote. I guess that's a good question, Randy. Who gets the blame here?
Yeah.
If you had to point the finger, who gets the blame?
Yeah. The reason why I'm going to ask that question is, unfortunately, in order for curtail stuff like this, some kind of fine or some kind of punishment have to be instilled, right? And my question again is, who gets the blame?
Why?
Who gets
What
the
you say to
blame?
the people that say this is just a tax on poor people? You're just preventing the poor people from making money. You're preventing certain people from being able to take care of their family.
Yeah,
I'm sure Steely would say, "Look, I've done a lot for the music. What's the big deal? I'm
yeah,
keeping people happy."
yeah, but it's not even really about the music at this point. It's about life and death. Um, and you know what? When I even put it that far as poor people, there was an artist recently. He did like basically a concert on a truck top, a drive through drive through New York City.
That's innovation.
You know, and I can't remember his name right now, but I believe is a maybe is a Latin artist. I just cannot remember his name right now.
It can be done. It can be done, Randy. It's just innovation, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
We need to be innovative about how we do it.
right.
Maybe we would have been in the news for something else if it was innovative.
That's true. That's
Dexta
true.
that did first so and so show.
That is
It
true.
could have been.
You know why that is true? Like, let me just bring it back to the verses show. We were there, even though quarantine and people never necessarily supposed to be in the same settings. The quarantine performance for verses with Bounty Killer and Beanie where they were at the same place at the same time. Somewhat spaced well, even with the people, other people were somewhat spaced well. That basically set the bar for all the other quarantines, and it influenced the versus show to take on that format and say, yo, yeah, this look like the format that I use moving forward because it's worked better than every other format. Now, if we had done it like something to that effect, where we engineered something where people saw that we went out of our way to keep uh, the social distancing and safety protocols intact, then maybe there wouldn't be any uproar. But again, people are going to look out and say I just haters because the amount of people that was there for Dexta Daps. Wow,
They took the risk.
You know what? You know what? You still have to, for me, maybe look back on the promoter, because the promoter know how much ticket himself, and him supposed to know how much the venue can hold.
That's where I put the blame, personally.
Yeah.
Because if you put on a show, people will come. People are frustrated.
Especially now.
You want to put on a show and you want to make money, the job is on you to keep it safe.
Okay, you just bring up another point. That means somebody was being greedy then.
I don't know if it's greed, but I mean,
but think about it like this. Anyone,
like I said, it could have been
anyone that puts on a big show now because of how long people haven't been out
is taking advantage of the.
They're gonna reap. They're gonna get out, make a whole heap of money.
And they're taking advantage of the lack of competition, which to me is, I don't know.
People.
And if that's how they're preying it, like, you know what, let's put on some shows right now, bro, because no one else is putting on shows.
People want to think.
I can't,
People tell me if we're off base. I mean, like, I'm just trying to be open and objective. You understand?
I think we spoke on both sides, but
right.
Three sides. We're giving different angles here.
We just don't want people feel like, we necessarily try to bash nobody. But this is something that is not, we didn't bring it to light. It's already out there.
We didn't do this. They made all the money. They put the show.
Not only that, it's in the New York Post. It's on 1010 Wins. It's on the internet with other social things going on. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. So it wasn't the Reggaecy that brought this forward.
And what it's going to look like is we're immigrants.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to say the artist visited. And
Put
they'll
everybody else in
spend,
danger.
put everyone in danger and then go back to their country.
Yeah.
That's how it looks to them. Because imagine if an American artist go to Jamaica, not a big artist, but an artist will try breakthrough. Because let's be honest, they don't know Dexta Daps. So let's put a similar hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
An artist from here doing their thing, go to Jamaica and create the same atmosphere. I think after the Prime Minister and everyone got hold of this, they would have had hell to pay if they did this. Right?
Let me cut you
Right?
You're right, but let me cut you this up. Remember the other day, Usain Bolt in Jamaica had a celebration, a birthday celebration. You had various people from internationally and locally, artists, soccer players from over in England, all type of people went there, right?
Yes.
There was a big uproar because they had said Usain Bolt had COVID-19. He got tested and found out him have COVID, and him keep a party, and it irresponsible. Not only that, but it's unfair because them feel like, yo, him deserve to get some fine or something for that, right? Right? If you notice, we don't hear nothing about it no more. It's like it get washed under the rug, right? So yeah, people were in uproar about that as well, and some people are say, oh boy, Usain should I get locked up, this, that, and the third. That are some people have said that, but realistically, I don't know what is the right answer. You see me? The only thing we can tell you is, people, yo, protect yourself and be safe.
Try to be safe, right?
Yeah, we can only tell people that on an individual level, because if people now listen, we don't have no control of that. Unless now the government decides, say, yo, we definitely have to start. Whether it be lock up people, fine people, shut down them business, take away them license, whatever measures them decide to take. You see? But this is unprecedented. You know, I don't really know what to say and what is the right answer here. But for me, for myself, I know that I'm going to do the best to protect myself and my family.
Yep. All right. So I think, yeah, we summed it up and time for move on.